How can you get out of debt in 7 years instead of waiting 21 years? Come back and I'll show you how I did it. Hey, listen, guys. One of the best things about what I do is being able to really wow my clients in not just ways that they actually expect me to do it, but in ways they've never even thought. So I wanted to share with you how I helped this family of eight, six being the kids, really get out of debt a lot sooner, but also show them other ways of improving their financial position. Husband and wife basically met. Wife had four kids, husband had two kids, and here we go. The blended family, introducing the Carrington family. Now, just so you know, all of these families have edited names. This family is not real, but the facts are real. Husband is 40 and the wife is 34, and they both have income coming in. The most alarming part about this is that all the children were under the age of 12. Now, if you were to look at what was going on with their entire financial position, you think that they're okay. They're making together 200 grand in income per year, but they were still struggling, living paycheck to paycheck every month. If you were to add up all their debts, including their mortgage, we're about just short of $300,000 in debt, and forecasted if they kept doing what they were doing to pay it off in 21 years, which would give them about 100,000, just a little bit over 100,000 of interest costs just to pay this off if they use the entire 21 years to pay it off. And they really had no backup plan if, God forbid, one of their incomes disappeared through a death situation or an illness situation. And one of the most alarming things I think about this particular situation was they really had no plan for future savings. Like, they both knew that they had to retire one day, but they couldn't even think of or fathom even the ability to do that. And without having the forethought of what it would take to retire, this couple was really on their way to not having anything at all based on what they were doing and based on what they wanted in terms of retirement, as they wanted a great retirement, which would cost them, based on what they had mentioned, $3.75 million based on what they wanted. And they really had nothing saved. Remember, he's 40 and she's 34. So what I was able to do was I was able to show them the ability to not only bulletproof their entire income situation, God forbid something happened to either one of their incomes, that their houses or that their debts would be paid, their house would be paid, and their surviving spouse wouldn't have to worry about anything in regards to raising these six kids alone, let alone the fact that they had this idea that they would be in debt forever, basically, which would not allow them to really save if they continued on this trajectory of paying off debt and spending. I showed them how they could literally be debt free in 7 years instead of waiting 21 years. And you know what that did? That shaved off about $62,000 in interest costs if they just had a plan to become debt free. And who wouldn't want that? And then the last thing was really showing them the benefit of starting to save now. And when I say save, I mean invest. Notice how I didn't call this the savings plan. It's an investment plan. It's really putting money away for their future selves so that by the time they retire, they'd have some chunk of money. And $1.43 million isn't something to scoff at. In fact, you could really plan for something like that, which is still better than having no plan at all and no savings at all. And so how do we do this? Well, the first thing I do is I always take a great discovery. We need to look at the numbers. That's really what it comes down to, is looking at the numbers without any kind of judgment, without feeling any kind of guilt, but explaining to them that we need to be open to new ideas about how to achieve goals that we know we have to have. We all pass away, we all retire. The only thing we just don't know is when and how. And so we need to be open to new ideas and be innovative with solutions. And then, of course, we need to just agree that this is way better than no plan at all. And we just need to execute the plan. Assuming that the plan is executable, which of course I wouldn't present something that wasn't. It takes both. It takes both the financial advisor to present an innovative solution, but also the client to really embrace the execution of the plan. And then, of course, reviewing and continuing to work together to keep our temperature, to keep our ideas on the table, as well as also understanding that we need to keep an eye on the pulse of this plan. Is it on track? Are we exceeding expectations? Are we not exceeding expectations, right? We need to review this annually and, of course, pivot only when necessary. But I think staying on track is the biggest thing for a lot of clients, is knowing that if we just stayed on track and reviewing that on a regular basis, that they're actually going somewhere instead of this treadmill that we all feel like we're taking sometimes. And so if you feel like this kind of plan is something that you might need to take a look at, maybe it's not this exact plan, but maybe your problems look and feel and appear the same. And maybe the plan we put into place for you might not look exactly like this, but it will definitely improve. And of course, help you understand that you can have peace of mind for your financial goals and also achieve them. Anyways, I got you all. I hope you got value from that. Please like, comment, and share this video if you think somebody else could benefit. Or, of course, save it onto your favorites and maybe rewatch it and see if there is an opportunity for us to inspire you to execute this plan for yourself. Got you.